is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is Just for Kicks. Broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco. Now, your hosts, Judy Trammell, Haley Anderson, and Kelly Fenglass.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Just for Kicks. I'm Kelly Fenglass, and I am joined by Haley Anderson and Judy Trammell. Hi, ladies.
Hey, Kelly. Hey, Judy.
So we are just a few hours after having our end-of-year celebration with our 2019 team. And what is normally an end-of-year banquet, we just had last night, and we did it virtually, much like this podcast. We had all 37 members of our team on a virtual banquet, but it wasn't a banquet, and it was really quite interesting. We had 15 elements programmed into the evening, from awards to tearful speeches to some special videos and recognitions. I know what my favorite part of the evening was, but I'm kind of curious, Haley and Judy, what was y'all's favorite part of the end of your celebration last night?
Favorite part was just having them all together again and see them on the screen, and I just kept scrolling through everyone's faces and watching their expressions the whole time. And I think that they could have had different attitudes going into this, but I think everyone's just so grateful right now. And even though it was virtual, I think everyone had just as much fun. It was just as sentimental, and I really did enjoy it.
Haley, what was your favorite part?
I have to agree with Judy. I think, first of all, just seeing everyone. It was kind of just a breath of fresh air just to see everyone, since it's been so long since all of us has been together. I think the reactions to all the awards of who got what award, I think it was just kind of to see everyone's reaction towards the girls that got it. I think it was just so genuine.
Haley, this was your first
And it was my first banquet.
And you kept texting saying, I'm crying again.
Yes.
I thought that was really sweet.
It definitely got me crying for some of the responses and just seeing how the girls like love each other and treat each other.
You know, I kind of cheated, and because it was a virtual banquet or a virtual ceremony on the computer, I could go back and watch the file today. And I was listening to everything everybody was saying. And Haley, what you just said was so true. They said the sweetest, kindest, and quite remarkable things about their teammates, and very observant. And we captured some of that, and we do want to share some of that. Judy, you know, it's always been a dream of mine to invite parents and family members to our banquet so they could see just how they interact as teammates. So we are going to have some of that on today's episode. So when we come back, today's episode is all about the goodbyes and the celebrations. We're going to get to visit with our team selected Rookie of the Year. We're going to see who got Veteran of the Year. We're going to see some of the celebrations of the evening and some of the giggles and some of the cheers. It was a very special evening, and we never would have captured it all on film if we hadn't been in this situation. So this is a one-time glimpse into an end-of-year celebration with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders when we come back on Just for Kicks.
The Cowboys Way, where Thanksgiving means spending the day with 100,000 of your closest family and friends to watch the game live. Where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships show us what success looks like. Where we're all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans have the power to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys Way. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America.
Copyright 2019, Bank of America Corporation.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not to...
Right above the subway.
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus.
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's Best Network. Come into an AT&T store to find out how to get one of our popular smartphones for $0 down. Based on GWS One score, September 2019.
Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Want to show your Texas and team pride too? You can. By purchasing your own Stetson, you can look just like how the flag guys do on field at every home game. Stetson hats, the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys, and your favorite football team.
Get yours today at shop.dallascowboys.com or at stetson.com.
Back to Just for Kicks.
We're back on Just for Kicks, and Judy, you got to present one of the most coveted awards every year at Banquet, and that is Rookie of the Year. You mentioned last night some of the previous Rookie of the Year, so tell us a little bit about that for the listeners that don't know that history.
I did, and it was very exciting to be voted Rookie of the Year by your peers. Has to feel great to a rookie that still is finding her way in our organization, and to know that everyone else thinks of them that highly. And our class of Rookie of the Years is so well represented. Just the ones that were at the banquet last night: Kashera, she was a Rookie of the Year; Heather, Savannah, and Caroline. So our new Rookie of the Year is in great company, and we're really excited to announce it to everyone else. Drum roll.
So drum roll, let's bring her in to Just for Kicks. Rookie of the Year 2019 is...
Hello!
Kelsey! Yay! So just a little bit... Welcome after such an exciting evening. For our listeners that don't know where you came from or what you do, Kelsey's from Nebraska, and Kelsey during the day is a nurse, and she works for a plastic surgeon, somebody that I need to go see very quickly to kind of freshen up this look during my sheltering. But Kelsey, congratulations. Judy was just mentioning the great company that you share Rookie of the Year with.
Thank you. I know, thinking about all the girls that you had mentioned that had gotten it before me, it's such a special role to fill. And I know Caroline, Savannah, Heather. I mean, I work with Heather. She's been a role model in my life all of this past year. So it's so special and a really big title to be able to hold with them. And hopefully I fill their shoes well.
You seemed genuinely surprised, emotional, excited, all of that. How did you feel? Were you really, really shocked? Was there somebody else that you thought's name was going to be called? And do you realize the pressure that this now puts on you to be a exemplary DCC from forevermore now?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, as Judy was talking, Judy presented the award last night, and I was just kind of thinking in my head, like, oh, I wonder who it's going to be. Thinking through all the rookies, and we have such a great group of girls, and it could be each one of them for a different reason. So I was just kind of going through in my head, and then all of a sudden you said my name. I mean, Kat was right next to me. You guys saw how excited she got for me too.
She was screaming and screaming, and Kat is your roommate, so y'all have been social distance together. Y'all been together the entire time.
Yes, we have.
So
We've spent a lot of
that you got to be
time together.
There together.
Yes, we've gotten to be really close friends with each other this year. She's a really special person in my life, and to be able to share that with her and have her yelling in my ear as I didn't really even know what to say. I was so shocked. It was a really special moment.
So I hear a dog barking. I don't know if that's yours, but we remember Kat and her cat stories. So are you guys roommates with a dog and a cat?
Yes. And they have a love-hate relationship. I'm so sorry. My dog is barking.
That's okay. She may need to join us.
Yes, she's gotten very attention seeking since this quarantine because I pretty much hadn't left her side in like a month and a half. So she needs my attention at pretty much all times. But yeah, Cat's cat, Arlo, they kind of get along sometimes, but then he likes to like swat her across the face when they're playing. So it's pretty hilarious. And my dog has no idea what to do with herself. So it's pretty fun.
What kind of dog is your dog?
She's a golden doodle.
Do you want to get her out so she can say hi to everybody, or is she in a?
Course.
Yeah, bring her on.
I'll go grab her. 1 second.
Okay. Speaking of dogs and cats, y'all, you know Sugar has a reputation with milk bones, but now here I am sitting at my desk, and I found this little treasure sitting on my desk. I swear I am just being buried with milk bones. So Kelsey, it's a gold, oh,
This is Lucy.
Oh.
She can't really see very much. She hasn't had a haircut. And so me and Kat actually kind of held her down last night and had to cut around her eyes a little bit because she couldn't see anything. So she got a little mini haircut last night.
How long have you had Lucy? Is she a Texas dog?
No, I got her last year. She turned 1 January 29th. So I've had her for a little over a year. Yeah.
And she swats at the cat, or the cat swats at her?
The cat swats at her.
Okay.
Yes. I'll have to show you guys a video of it. It's pretty hilarious. Lucy does not know what to do with cats, so they've had an interesting relationship this year.
Well, Kelsey, we've been reviewing applicants for this next season squad, and it always impresses me when I see somebody that has nursing on their application. Tell us a little bit about what your college and your education journey was like. How many years did you study, and what did that look like for you? Because we've not been down that road, and I'm just curious.
So my nursing degree, I got my BSN, my Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, so it's a 4-year program. You do your prerequisites the first 2 years of college, and I actually did mine at Arizona State University, and I was on their dance team for 2 years, and that was a lot of work. I was taking like 19 credit hours my first semester, freshman year, along with being in competition season for dance team, so I pretty much never slept. We danced. We had practice probably like 30 hours a week or something crazy like that. So doing that and studying was a lot. I didn't sleep very much, but it was all worth it. And then at that point, I wasn't actually able to do nursing school at Arizona State and do the dance team because of just the time commitment and doing clinicals and stuff. I wouldn't be able to make it to our 4 p.m. practice. So I actually ended up applying back home, and I moved home to be on the dance team at Nebraska while I went to the University of Nebraska Medical Center for nursing school. And it was definitely tough handling all of it. I mean, nursing is not something you can kind of understand the basics and pass the tests. You have to know everything because patients' lives are going to be in your hands. So if you don't know this one side effect of a medication that can affect your patient, that can be a really, really big deal. So it takes a lot of studying and memorizing and spending time in the library up until midnight or 1 a.m. and then going to practice for dance team at 5 in the morning. So, it's definitely a lot of work, but it was worth it. And I was really passionate about nursing and healthcare and taking care of people. So it was worth it in the end, taking the time to know the information because I wanted to learn it. It wasn't something I was being made to sit down and read a book that I wasn't interested in.
You always want to be a nurse? I'm sorry, Jude.
It's okay. It even means more that she was Rookie of the Year because not only was she in training camp, she was finishing her school, and you were taking the test like our first few months of games. I just remember the girls all celebrating for you one night at rehearsal, and
yes.
That's not easy to do, to get through training camp, make the team, taking your tests, and you were a great dancer. You were on show group. You really accomplished a lot this year.
Thank you. Yeah, it was extremely stressful. A lot of nursing students and nurses would say that the NCLEX is our licensure exam. And so that's probably even more stressful than just getting through nursing school is. And so trying to make the team of my dreams along with getting the license that I wanted to pursue my career was a lot of work, but again, all worth it because I wanted to do both. So can't set the bar low, I guess.
Did you want to be a nurse since you were a child, or did you have this discovery once you were in college and took some classes?
So I actually I realized that I wanted to become a nurse when I was in the hospital with my sisters and brothers when they had their kids. I actually have 8 nieces and nephews. So seeing how much of a difference a nurse could make in their stay at the hospital, and just seeing what all a nurse could experience. I mean, nurses get to be there on the best days of patients' lives, like having a baby or something like that, versus some of the worst days, and you get to hold their hand through that and teach them how to be healthy and turn their life around. So I just really connected with what they were doing and the people that they were helping, and that just stuck with me. I knew I always wanted to be a nurse. Obviously, there's ups and downs. You question yourself and is this really what I need to do and what I should do with my life? But that was my calling.
So you were working in a cosmetic surgeon office before COVID-19, and now you're kind of re-entering that as well. What are some of the new protocols? How has that changed just your day-to-day in protocols and what a day looks like for you now?
Yeah, so we actually, we used to see a lot of patients. Sometimes on our full clinic days when our doctor is not in surgery, we would see upwards of 105 patients a day. And now we've obviously cut that down a lot because the nurses are cleaning the rooms in between, and we have to make sure that the rooms are ready and we aren't having anybody wait in our lobby because we don't want it to spread there. So we're actually wearing double masks. We're wearing an N95 mask and then a surgical mask over it, and then a face shield. And then so it's pretty hot, and a lot of times I come home with a headache and even feel a little nauseous just from breathing my own air all day. But and my doctor has actually gone above and beyond a lot of what a lot of other doctors' offices are doing. We have these big HEPA filters that filter the air. It turns over the air in the room, I think every 4 minutes. And it filters out particles that are even smaller than the coronavirus particles. So when the patient breathes, it actually goes through the machine that's filtered out. So that keeps our patients even safer, and us too, because some of our patient population is in the higher risk. So we see some older patients when we see skin cancer patients when they come in to get those removed by our doctor. So we see both sides, and we have to protect them and make sure that we're being safe and not transmitting too.
Judy and Haley, I'm starting to see a trend here. We've done 10. This is our 11th podcast now on Just for Kicks, and 3 of them have had medical career cheerleaders with Dr. Nicole Corbin-Bush, Lauren, now Kelsey. Am I missing anybody?
She worked with Heather, even though
Heather as well too. Yeah.
Side.
It's interesting. We've got such people always ask, are the cheerleaders, is that all they do is just dance? And we're always like, no, but y'all have such impressive careers. Well, Kelsey, congratulations. We were so excited for you last night. And like I mentioned before you came on, I actually watched the video file of last night's celebration. And if you could see everybody's faces when Judy announced your name, it was such genuine excitement and 36 people just cheering for you. So that you should be so proud of yourself. And like Judy said, wow, going through as much as you were going through in training camp, I'm surprised you could even, really be that pleasant. Because that's a lot of pressure. So congratulations. And we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to be joined by our veteran of the year right here on Just for Kicks.
Planning your next family vacation? Make it Dreams Playa Mujeres Golf Resort and Spa. Enjoy the perks of unlimited luxury at this all-suite beachfront haven where gourmet meals, premium drinks, and activities are all included. Only 10 minutes from downtown Cancun, Dreams is situated on a private white sand beach. Soak in the views from the infinity pool, pamper yourself at our spa, or enjoy family time at the Lazy River and Water Park. Book your stay today at Dreams Playa Mujeres by visiting dreamsresorts.com.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
The Cowboys Way, where Thanksgiving means spending the day with 100,000 of your closest family and friends to watch the game live. Where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships show us what success looks like. Where we're all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans have the power to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys Way. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America.
Copyright 2019, Bank of America Corporation.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not to...
Right above the subway!
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus.
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's Best Network. Come into an AT&T store to find out how to get one of our popular smartphones for $0 down, based on GWS One score September 2019.
Back to Just for Kicks.
We're back at Just for Kicks. I am Kelly Finglass, joined by Haley and Judy, and our new Rookie of the Year, Kelsey, a graduate of Arizona State University. And now we have another Arizona State University. There's Lucy. We hear Lucy, Kelsey's dog, joining us. We're joined by Lucy again. We have another Arizona State University grad joining us who was selected for Veteran of the Year last night at our end-of-year banquet. So, Haley, if you will open our waiting room door, please, everybody, give it up for Bridget. Hi, Bridget.
Hello.
Welcome to the party, Bridget.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. It's getting a little lonely over in my living room.
Bridget, we're also joined by Lucy, Kelsey's dog, and I know you're an animal lover. Do you have a canine or a feline around your ankles today?
I've got my girl Charlie. She's up on the bed right now. She looks like she's pretty cozy, sleeping there. Y'all can see her over in the corner. Charlie.
What?
Charlie. She's not moving. She's like, stop time. Sorry.
So, Bridget, congratulations on last year's award, Veteran of the Year. That was super exciting for you, I know, and for us. We were just discussing it. Judy and I think you are the only second-year veteran that's ever gotten Veteran of the Year elected by the team.
Really? Oh my gosh. Wow. That's just one of the many reasons I think why I was so shocked last night. Very pleasantly surprised when the award was announced. Even as you were kind of introing it in, I was thinking, oh, okay, who's been on other teams before? I was like, oh yeah, like Savannah, like yay, or just kind of not even remotely a thought. So that just was really, really neat. And I lost all feeling in my hands, and then I just couldn't even get my thoughts together to give a very eloquent speech. But thank you guys for making such a special night for me and for Kelsey.
You know, with our group, you really do have to earn your stripes to get those types of accolades and votes. And of course, you coming from San Diego Chargers already had experience on your belt. And that's kind of what I was referring to, is that you came to us with NFL experience. And sometimes that's met with great curiosity on our part of who is this person coming from another team and what experience and or opinions or baggage might they be bringing? And so you were quite refreshing when you came to our team. And the thing that Judy and I both, we were talking about, we remember the most is just how bright your smile was and how energized you were. And you were the farthest thing from coming in as, I've been there, done that, bought the T-shirt, Miss Know-It-All. So congratulations that you've been now with 2 NFL teams. And even crazier is that you and Kelsey are from the same university.
Oh, I've been getting messages today. I'm sure you have too, Kelsey, from girls that we both danced with, just congratulating both of us. They're like, this is so cool that I know 2 people on DCC who have gotten these awards, and it is really neat.
So we know that when you were here, you were a veterinary technician, I believe, and now you're in veterinary equipment sales, pharmaceutical sales. Can you make me say this correctly? Because I don't want to say this wrong, but tell us what you're doing now for career. I know it's always animal based.
Yes, in February got a new job working for a veterinary distribution company. My primary role is to go to vet clinics and see if they'd be interested in purchasing our online pharmacy platform. So that vet clinics can offer an online alternative to sending out medications to their pets, which with everything going on, I've actually been really busy and fortunate with my work because everyone wants to be able to offer online shipment and kind of at-home delivery. So that's the main role. It was fun when I was getting to go into clinics and getting to see veterinarians and just kind of like my people and still see the animals. It's been neat getting to I had to be away from the vet tech world for a little bit. And so it's nice to be back in it.
We're still with the same veterinarian that we've been with for, at least 25 years. And they're as much a part of the medical part of our family. And as you guys both know, your pets are as big a family member as a human many times. So I know that's a special career. Did you always know you wanted to be in the veterinary world?
Oh yeah, I would watch anytime I was homesick from school. Is my favorite thing because I'd watch Steve Irwin on Animal Planet. That was my guilty pleasure. I was like, yes, I get to watch The Crocodile Hunter, and I just was always, I did too. He had such a strong passion for animals and knew how to work with them, and I was always so impressed by that. He had no fear either, which was just insane to me. I love animals, and I feel like they offer something so special to us that if there's anything that I can do to help them live their best lives, then I would like to be able to do that.
What's the most unique animal you've worked on, had hands-on experience with?
I volunteered at a shelter in San Diego, and we actually had what we call an ambassador animal, and it was a snow owl named Hank. And we would go to schools, and kind of Hank would just hang out on my hand like this, and I would tell the kids about just a little bit more about how important it is to recycle and take care of the environment and to give animals like Hank a chance to survive in this world. So that was probably the coolest animal that I've got to work with. I recently started volunteering at the Exotic International Cat Sanctuary, and they have this program where you get to...
No. Here we go. I was just about to ask her if she ever thought she might mix animals and television and her personality together, but are you going to go Tiger King on us?
No. That was my dream job, though, is to be an animal documentary host. But they had this enrichment program where I would read to the wild cats sitting in their, just because I guess they're never going to be able to go back into the wild. So they're imprinted on human interaction. And by us having verbal contact with them, it soothes them and it relaxes them and helps them to sleep and stay moderately entertained to get the attention that they would otherwise get in a wild pack setting.
You read to them.
Yeah.
What books? What language? Is it romance? What is it? That's great.
They weren't very particular on what I would read. So I was in yoga teacher training before everything happened, and we had assigned readings for that. So I'd read them about yoga theology or the philosophy of yoga.
Just read some Dr. Seuss books.
Yeah.
Ham and eggs. Oh, that's great. No, you really should. You could super be involved in television, hosting, documenting, animal something.
Yeah, that's not something I've completely tossed out yet. I'll see where things. I never thought I'd be here, so I just kind of see what opportunities come up and take them as they come.
Well, that's awesome. Well, congratulations to both of you guys to be voted by your team members, because there's nothing more genuine and not political and not even necessarily skill-based. It's just totally earned respect and love from your teammates to pick you guys as Veteran of the Year and Rookie of the Year. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I got the pleasure, and you guys got to see it, but everybody else hasn't. Judy is celebrating 35 years with the Dallas Cowboys, and the Jones family and the entire organization was trying to present to Judy a beautiful Tiffany's crystal 35-year beautiful piece of art. And Judy, it's a great honor for me to get to share that with you in front of the team. I wish it had been in person, but they wanted to make sure that you received that. And Judy and I always kind of giggle about, okay, that's 35 years. So she's 35 years as a full-time choreographer, but then you guys can appreciate you add on one more year as an assistant choreographer and 4 more years in uniform. And I was thinking about, we've been working on the 60-year history of the Dallas Cowboys that's being celebrated this season in a book. And Judy's career spans more than half of that book. So, Judy, you're legendary. And I think one of the best ambassadors that the Dallas Cowboys have ever had or will ever have, with passion and quality and just genuine heart for this team and the girls that make up this team. So I was real thrilled to get to present that to Judy virtually. And we did have kind of a Judy's Journey on video. So I want to play that right now if we can, so that everybody can see Judy's pictures. Judy, how old were you in your first year of cheering when you looked, I don't know, is the word innocent the right word? How old were you your rookie year?
22.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, and you really haven't changed much at all, but I did have to giggle at some of the pictures.
They are very, very baby-faced.
Anyway, let's take a look at Judy's journey, her total, 40-year total with the Dallas Cowboys. Let's take a look at Judy's journey with the Dallas Cowboys. And then when we come back, we'll have some questions for Judy and Kelsey and Bridget. Judy Trammell has coached the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders with honor and dedication since 1984. Starting with 4 seasons that she wore the Star-Spangled uniform as a cheerleader, Judy was then promoted to assistant choreographer and is now the head choreographer. Her dedication and devotion to the Dallas Cowboys brand has spanned 40 seasons. Judy has worn that hat of a cheerleader, coach, ambassador, mother figure, mentor, and motivator to over 1,000 young ladies that have become part of the DCC sisterhood. For the past 14 years, she's become a trusted ambassador for the Dallas Cowboys Football Club as a TV personality and a recognizable face of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Judy's dedication and passion to the Cowboys organization is highly admirable. Her skill, her experience, and attention to detail have set standards of excellence in field choreography often imitated around the country. Judy is a Hall of Famer when it comes to being a true ambassador for the Dallas Cowboys, representing with honor and excellence.
The Cowboys Way, where Thanksgiving means spending the day with 100,000 of your closest family and friends to watch the game live, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships show us what success looks like, where we're all defined by one single thing, the star, where we as fans have the power to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America.
Copyright 2019 Bank of America Corporation.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not too...
It's right above the subway!
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus.
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's best network. Come into an AT&T store to find out how to get one of our popular smartphones for $0 down. Based on GWS One score, September 2019.
Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Want to show your Texas and team pride too? You can. By purchasing your own Stetson, you can look just like how the flag guys do on field at every home game. Stetson hats, the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys, and your favorite football team.
Get yours today at shop.dallascowboys.com or at stetson.com.
Back to Just for Kicks.
We're back here at Just for Kicks, and we now have questions that Haley's going to read to Bridget and Kelsey and Judy from our pod pals. So, Haley, take it away.
This is for Bridget and Kelsey. What does it mean to you by being Rookie and Veteran of the Year?
I'll let you go first, Kelsey.
Okay. I mean, especially after Judy said all of the people before me that came that were Rookie of the Year, like Caroline, Heather, Savannah, it's just big shoes to fill, and seeing those Rookie of the Year teammates that have gone on to be amazing veterans and have set such an example for me. I know Caroline was someone who really helped me a lot through training camp last year, and just seeing how she went from Rookie of the Year to being a great leader on the team already, and Heather too, and Savannah. I worked with Heather. She's been a big role model in my life, so it's obviously been really special just realizing that, sorry, Lucy's going crazy right now. Just realizing that, I mean, I do have big shoes to fill in the future. So going forward, it just kicks me in the butt to just be the best DCC that I can and push myself and follow in their footsteps.
For me, part of what was so special about it was that I was sitting next to Heather, who was just someone that, like Kelsey said, I've also looked up to, and she's also was a Vet of the Year last year. She just is someone that I feel is everything you'd want to be in a DCC, and even just as a person. She's warm, she's kind-hearted, she's genuine, and I look at each girl on the team and think of the things that I've learned and kept an open mind with and have absorbed qualities from, and there's just so much love and respect that I have for each of them. So for them to just even have enough faith in me and see something in me to vote for Vet of the Year is such an honor. It's like having the person you look up to the most say, like, oh, you're really awesome too, and you're like, wait, no, you're awesome, then you're awesome. It was just such a special award to get, and just such a great way to end the season.
This one is back to you, Bridget. How was this year different than a normal year?
In respects to it different from a normal year, just
I
with
think just as from a rookie to a veteran.
I got it. Okay. I think that rookie year, you're just trying to take everything in and learn from your veterans and from your leaders, and you don't want to you don't want to do the wrong thing or make any mistakes. And so this year I kind of just had a much more of a open heart. It's all here. This is who I am. I let myself be much more, I wouldn't even say vulnerable, but just genuine. And it was so fulfilling. I took in every moment that I had this past season and loved every second of it, from solos to finals to training camp to getting to watch one of my best friends, Lily, make the team, and all the other rookies make the team. And cheering, I love cheerleading in the tunnel before every game. And there's just so much joy that I get to look back on. And I have no regrets with what I've left in this past season. And definitely a lot more tears, but a lot of good tears. Just, I think, because my heart was so open to this experience that things just meant so much more to me. And it was incredible.
This can actually go to both of you guys, Kelsey and Bridget. What's the best part of being a DCC?
I think for me, the best part is just all of the connections that you make with people, whether it's all of my teammates, all of the friendships that I've made this year have been some of the best in my life. And I know that they're going to be in my life for a really long time. And then also with fans, and like my favorite part of being a DCC this year was definitely going to the children's hospitals, just creating those relationships with people that you may not even know, but they know the organization from afar, and you can just make their day a little bit better and just putting smiles on faces. It's been a really special year.
Hey, Kelsey, on that note, because I fear that some of what we've always done will never be the same again. Do you think, in your experience with the medical field, do you think in-hospital visits will ever be possible again as we know it?
I mean, it's hard to say. Yes, I do, because there's so much research out there and there's so many smart people working really hard to figure all of this out. So I think that once we get, it's just going to take trial and error and figuring out a treatment plan, because there's a lot of really deadly and dangerous diseases out there. I mean, the flu can be really dangerous to patients in the hospital, and anyone could have carried that in years past or whenever. But as long as there is a treatment out there for it, which there isn't really right now, they're just kind of experimenting. Hopefully they can come to that, and vaccines can protect people, good treatment. With both of those things, I hope that we can get back into the hospitals, just since that was one of my favorite parts. But obviously we have to health of all the people that we're seeing. So hopefully, I'm really hoping so.
This can go to both Bridget and Kelsey, as well as either Kelly or Judy. What is the best audition tips for those that are trying out?
Well, we've already started auditions. We started this past weekend, and they were incredible. I can't believe we've never done this before, but the online auditions were amazing. We had over 1,500 applications, and each judge watched every video independent of distractions. So for me, in a very unpredictable circumstance, that has been a favorite thing of mine, because I was able to read everybody's applications with great privacy and intensity and focus, and watch everybody's dance videos and watch them more than once if I wanted to, and revisit. So that was great. And I think, kind of to Bridget's point, I think sometimes the mistake people make when they're auditioning for us, or anything else for that matter, is they try to be what they think we want them to be, or in a job interview. And that's the farthest thing from the truth for me as a judge. I love to see authenticity and personality and uniqueness and diversity. And that would be my best advice, is obviously give us your best dance presentation and showmanship and skills as a performer, but don't ever settle for being standardized or filtered in any way. Show us what's unique about you. That would be my best advice, because that's what makes you memorable. And I think, to Bridget's point, that somehow releases something in people that makes them just more comfortable with who they are, and just better for it.
I even 100% agree with that. Me going through, I was honestly so terrified coming into auditions. I'm sure you guys probably noticed when I was going through, but I made the mistake of coming into auditions and seeing all the girls on the team and saying, wow, like, how can I be more like her? How can I be more like her to make the team? And just being insecure and thinking about those things. And it's honestly really hard to be confident in yourself and just have confidence in who you are and that you are special and that they can find something in you that they may love, that you guys may love and want to have on the team, even though it's uniquely different. That was something that I really struggled with going through auditions, and something that I wish I would have been more confident in coming in.
For me, it's so important to have purpose, and to identify what that is, and to have that resonate so strongly within you throughout this entire process. I think if each girl were to take a step back and think, why am I auditioning for the first time, or why am I coming back for a third year? I think that a lot of self-reflection can help you feel so much more confident in yourself during this process, because you know where your heart's at, you know that it's in the right place, and then everything just kind of follows suit from there.
Great words of advice. And I'm not going to lie, I did kind of miss the circus a little bit, just because there's so much going on at preliminaries. And it's so fun, and I'm such a, I don't know, I just get into that part of auditions, but it was more focused. I've definitely looked at every person and read their bios, and it was fun to see how many people came from all over the world to try out. And I think we had more represented this year because they had the opportunity and didn't have to go through the expense or the travel. And so we had a lot more young ladies across the world who auditioned.
And Judy, I agree with you. The sense of community amongst just us as judges was missing. But you know as well as I do, our phones were burning up. We were all texting each other and saying, "Did you see so and so? Did you see so and so?" And by the way, Kelsey and Bridget, we had a lot of California girls. We had Nebraska girls. So your states are represented. But yes, the sense of community, it was missing, except we stayed connected. I think, and Tess mentioned this on one of our podcasts earlier. I do look forward to when everybody gets to be in the same room, and hopefully those days are sooner than later. But yes, that energized room, the very thing that makes the room energized also can create anxiety for people. So it's kind of a double-edged sword.
Oh, I remember it. It was 1980 when I did it, but I remember it like it was yesterday. It was the hardest thing in the world to show up. Actually, I turned in my application in 1979, and I don't think I've ever told anyone this. I drove up and I left. It was too much for me. I was too intimidated. There was a long line, and I didn't do it.
I believe that. I drove up and almost left, and then I got out of the car and was behind this big, beautiful, busty blonde named Tina, and wanted to walk away, but I didn't. But I've heard, Judy, we've heard that a lot, where people said I drove up and wanted to leave.
Yeah.
So
it was nice because you. Sorry, Judy, go on.
No, I just gave some girls that extra boost to be able to do it without.
Yeah.
And you know what, Bridget and Kelsey, you guys haven't seen what we've seen, but we had people auditioning in their backyards. We had cows on a farm. I saw a fire station, living rooms, bedrooms, bathrooms, attics. We saw it all.
Yeah.
Saw it all. That was actually quite entertaining and very creative. Very creative. And I was getting jealous. Some of the garages, I was so jealous of how clean they were. I was
definitely couldn't have used my garage.
Oh. I think it's also going to be interesting for those girls who first initial meetup will be in training camp. Like you guys were able to sit next to each other and have that bond, but now going to training camp, they are going to see everyone for the first time and not really know what to expect because they haven't seen who they're going up against and all that. So kind of Kelsey or Bridget, go into what it was like having the audition experience sitting next to someone versus now what the girls will be going into not having that in-person experience.
There are pros and cons to both sides of it. I remember at semis, I actually was in the same group as Alana, who's one of my best friends on the team now. And she and I kind of just like instantly stuck together because we're both from California, didn't know anyone else. And so going into training camp that first day, it was nice to know that I had her. I was going to know someone there, which there's a lot of comfort to that. However, there are also those girls who fall into the trap of comparing themselves. And so if a person is more susceptible to that, it might be nice to just be able to enter this territory with a completely open mind and knowing that it's out of your control anyways, and just kind of learning how to embrace everything. And then you just know that everyone's in the same boat. You're all meeting each other for the first time, and no one has clicks, and then there's one girl left out. Everyone's going to be kind of in the same boat. So that might be kind of a benefit to having that first.
It's very interesting. There's no predetermined cliques or groups. Same with the returning veterans. They wouldn't have known anybody either. Judy and I had actually talked about having kind of a virtual community and letting maybe the finalists and training camp candidates, everybody all kind of meet virtually to start a community. But that's very interesting, Bridget. I want to think about that. Because you're right. All of us had relationships that started with the person they sat next to at preliminaries.
Exactly.
Okay, we have one fun question, and that is, what is your go-to quarantine food?
Oh,
I'm boring. I've been trying to be plant-based this whole time, but I do. I know, I'm boring. But I did divulge. There's this hot Nash fried chicken place that I've eaten at a few times, and it comes with just this perfectly cooked fried chicken that doesn't even need sauce. The seasoning is so amazing, with a side of pasta salad and Texas toast.
Goodness.
Yeah. It's so good.
Bridget, that's an awful lot of carbs for you. coming from the girl who forgot to eat on a rehearsal night and landed falling over at rehearsal. Weebles wobbles. Judy, what were those things called that fell over? Weebles wobbles, but they don't fall down. Oh my goodness. Historic.
Yeah, I think you're the first, Bridget, that's ever fallen out of a kick line and done that. I've always worried, what would I do if it ever happened during a performance? Knock on wood, everyone. It's never happened.
I think if on the field, I would find it every fighting thing I had in me to not do that. I don't know if that would be able to get, how much of that is in my control, but that would have.
Kelsey, how about you?
So Kat and I will go once a week to Culvers down the street, and we order our concrete mixers. The drive-through man talked me into getting a Heath concrete mixer with vanilla ice cream.
What the heck is she talking about?
It sounds like an ice cream. Ice cream something.
No.
Okay, so they have them everywhere in Nebraska, and I've only seen one in Texas, and thank goodness it's pretty close to my house. So you have to try their concrete mixers. I think that they're way better than Dairy Queen's Blizzards. Anyone loves those.
Statement.
Yeah, it is a statement, but it's true. And Kat's obsessed with them too. I don't know where she had them. They must have them in North Carolina too. But we go and we have our concrete mixers. And the drive-through man actually talked me into getting a Heath one with salted caramel mixed in. And I think it's the best thing I've ever had. So that's been an addiction for quarantine.
Y'all know there's a very unflattering caricature picture going around of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders coming out of quarantine. Have y'all seen that yet?
My brother sent it to me. Yes.
Well, if you have too many of those Heath concrete blizzard whatevers,
once a week.
Yeah, there's an unflattering picture of what someone might look like if they've had way too much to eat and not enough exercise, but it references the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders are coming out of quarantine. It's kind of funny. Mine has been oddly, and this is kind of ironic since now we're suffering within the meat industry or the packing part of the meat industry. But since Ryan is home, he's become Gordon Ramsay in the kitchen cooking steaks. So once a week we have steaks cooked by my son. So it has nothing to do with anything that I'm doing or capable of, but I get to have delicious steaks once a week. Actually, last week was tough because we couldn't find any, but steak that is cooked by my son has been my guilty pleasure and a true pleasure to have that time with him, to be honest.
We have been using our smoker Sunday through Thursday and
wow,
done it every night, but Friday and Saturday nights are mine, and we have something delivered. And of course, we haven't gone anywhere yet. I'm itching to get out, but one of those nights is always Mexican food.
That's mine too.
Love it.
I have not had Mexican food this entire time.
Kelly, I hadn't until this weekend. I was like, I need some Mexican food because I've been gone for so long.
And did it make you, do you remember now why we shouldn't have it I mean, were you like, as my mother-in-law, were you gazzy? Did it leave you uncomfortable or were you okay?
I was so stuffed, but I was so happy after Tex-Mex.
You know, when we go away on the USO tours, Judy, do you remember we'd land and that's the first thing you'd want after 3 weeks in Korea was to land and go get Mexican food?
Oh, I bet.
Whataburger, for sure.
Hey, Whataburger.
That's my first meal. I'm like, once I get back to Dallas, I am going to get some Mexican food. Between that and we've had barbecue too. Barbecue's been.
Well, y'all are making me hungry. Sounds like it's time for us to wrap up and go have dinner. Kelsey and Bridget and Judy, congratulations to all of y'all for these just major moments. It's awesome. And cheers to y'all. Cheers to everything that's happened, Judy, over the last 40 years with you with the Dallas Cowboys, and Bridget and Kelsey for what your teammates have awarded y'all. It's just amazing. Haley, thank you for those questions. Those are great. I love hearing people's curiosities. That's my favorite part of this show.
There's one more question.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of everyone's been asking is Kelsey and Bridget, are you guys returning for next season?
I am. I'm going to be auditioning again. I'm very excited.
I say with a heavy heart that I got to end my second and final season on an incredibly high note. And I have had, there's so much I could say about that, but I've had the best 2 years of my life. And I feel like it's prepared me and set me up to be successful and be so excited about what's to come after this. It was fun. I got to be officially alumni as of last night in the banquet.
That's right. Brooke welcomed you into the world of sequin jerseys. And Bridget, I expect you to be reading books to animals on international TV and becoming a star and saving the planet. I think that's super cool. And Kelsey, we will be seeing you at training camp. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we will see everybody on Just for Kicks next week. Next week, we are going to be joined with some of our other judges, and we're going to have kind of a judges sneak peek roundtable and let our listeners and our viewers in on a judges session for this season's virtual auditions. So everybody stay safe. And again, congratulations to Judy and Bridget and Kelsey, and we'll see everybody next week on Just for Kicks.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!